Hi BookTube, Nikki here, today with a very special video. This is the first time that I'm participating in monthly recommendations, which is a group on Goodreads, and each month there's a theme and you just recommend books on that theme. Well, that's easy and fun. Win-win, win-win. So if you want to join that group, I'll link the Goodreads group below. If you're a booktuber or a book blogger, or you just want to shout at people in the street, I recommend you this book, good sir! Do it, do it. Do it. I meant to participate earlier than this, but I just didn't get a chance to film any of the videos for the past months. So this month's theme is trilogies, recommending trilogies to you. This has pretty much highlighted the fact that I don't finish series or trilogies very well, especially trilogies. I have so many half-finished unread trilogies or trilogies that I just haven't started yet, and I think the thing is because I love longer series. I love Skullduggery Pleasant, which has like 9 books, 11 including the side stuff. You know, the Gone series I love as well, which has 6 books. Harry Potter, 7 books. So I really don't have much to recommend today, but I do have some that I would like to recommend. And I'll be watching a lot of other people's videos to get some trilogies into my brain space. So if you have made a video, link it below so I can like see your recommendations. Also, if you just want to suggest me a trilogy, just want to yell a trilogy at me, you should read this, good sir, do it in the comments below. Okay, so I have some to recommend. I've only finished one of them, but one of them is only not even finished yet, so chill out, it's not my fault. The first trilogy that I have to recommend to you today is probably not going to be a surprise if you watch my channel ever. You'll know that my favourite series is Skullduggery Pleasant. And before you say, this is a trilogy, mate, that has like 11 books, chill out, calm down, be cool. Because Derek Landy, the author of Skullduggery Pleasant, recently announced a trilogy that he was doing for young adults called Demon Road. This is the first book. This came out in August, I want to say. It's the first of 3 and they're going to be published 6 months apart. So if you don't want to wait a year between books, but you do want the excitement of waiting for a book to come out, ow, every time. Demon Road is about a girl named Amber who is a teenager and she finds out that her parents are trying to kill her. What? That's unsavory. My chair is broken and you can hear it being broken. Yes, her parents are trying to kill her. This is really too shiny, I can't even. She also finds out a slew of other family secrets. And so she has to go on the run with a guy named Milo who has a very interesting relationship with his car. I feel like Supernatural fans will appreciate. Oh my gosh, you know what I'm realizing? I'm wearing a Supernatural shirt right now. You can't see it, but hello! Hot Topic is a national treasure, guys. Appreciate it. We don't have that here. They end up going on the back roads of America, which basically intersect where like weird spoopy things have occurred. So you've got a whole bunch of different creatures like vampires, undead serial killers, creepy, 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 creepy. And it's a road trip book, but it's different from any other road trip book I've read. And it's a lot of fun. The real selling point for me is Amber herself. She's such an awesome character because I haven't read other characters that I can really say are a lot like her. She hasn't had a huge amount of support from her parents. She is overweight and not entirely comfortable with herself, and she's very self-aware of her appearance, and she is kind of naive and she doesn't love conflict, but her development just in this book alone makes me so excited for the development that will occur throughout the series because she is so good. I recommend this series. It's young adult. It does get a little bit gory and it is a bit spooky. I guess I don't really get scared by books, especially when they're like monster-y, vampire-y type things, because I'm like, that's not real. So yeah, just be aware, but it's really, really good. I love Derek Landy's dialogue. I've probably said this before, but if you like Joss Whedon's dialogue, try Derek Landy. He's like a British Joss Whedon. No, he's Irish. Oops. The next book that I have to recommend to you looks like one book, but it's actually a bind-up of 3. It's a trilogy, and I've read the whole thing. This is the Deathworks trilogy by Trent Jameson. This is definitely an adult book. It's not like a YA in any way, and it is pretty spooky. I think I picked all spooky books, like a Halloween hangover here, but whatever. And this is about a guy named, Trent. Stephen. Where did I get to? Trent's the author's name. This is about a guy named Stephen who is what is called a pump or a psychopomp, and basically he's a Grim Reaper. So you're about to die and he's all like, hey man, taps you on the shoulder and then takes your soul, and then you go for a walk and he's all like, you're dead now. Capiche? Cool beans. He's kind of naturally good at it, but he's a bit of a slacker. And the way that pumps and the whole business of death, get it? Is structured is like a business. So it's like got a head office, it's got a regional manager, it's got like interstate departments and whatever. In the first book, Death Most Definite, Stephen is out and about doing his pompy business, and then he gets shot at and the girl who is dead tells him to run. This does have, again, a bit of gore. If you can't handle blood, if you can't handle, because when they pump somebody, which is what they do when they take their soul, they have to cut their hand to like, there's a lot of blood. So if you can't handle that, I wouldn't recommend this series. I read these books all at once. I just read them straight through. They are super fun and really fast paced, and I really liked the main characters. Lissa, who is the love interest, she's the dead girl who tells him to run. I love her. She's so great. You can get it on Book Depository. It's an Australian book. I don't think you can buy the books individually. I think you can buy the first two individually, but the third book was only published in a bind-up. So just get the bind-up. It's got a cool cover. Look at this guy. He's smoking. Is he smoking a cigarette? I just thought he was smoking a cigarette, but he's not holding a cigarette. Whatever. This next trilogy I've only read the first book in, but it just gave me such a big book hangover that I couldn't pick up the next books yet. I don't have them either, so it's probably why I haven't read them yet. But I loved this book. It's on my favourite list. I need to read the other two. That is Feed by Myra Grant. This is the first book in the Newsflesh trilogy, and I love it. It's kind of like post-apocalyptic. Like, there was a zombie apocalypse, and there was zombies. Crap, what do we do? Well, they figured it out. They built safer communities, and the zombie thing is still a thing. And, you know, they have to be safe and stuff, and there's a whole framework to protect them from becoming zombies and to keep hygienic and all that stuff. But there are still zombies everywhere. And basically the celebrities are bloggers and vloggers essentially, and people who keep everyone updated. So the main characters, George and Sean Mason, are two bloggers, and they are kind of famous, and they go and tell stories and stuff. And so they go sometimes and like poke zombies with a stick to get some good footage or whatever. But they also tell the news and are really, really serious about that. And more than sort of headshots and like zombie hordes, this is about the politics of a society that's living this way. So George and Sean are actually following the presidential campaign. So it's kind of like an ordinary thing that happens, obviously, bloggers going on the campaign, but it's set in this world where there are zombies everywhere and there's all these other things that are happening as well as the political stuff, and they uncover some conspiracies, and it gets really, really interesting. There are a couple of things that I love about this book. First of all, I don't like politics. I don't care about politics in books. And this made me care about it. This made me really interested. The world building was also pretty extensive, which I normally don't care about. I'm normally like, I don't care why you're telling me all this detail, but I loved it because Georgia is telling us all how the world got to be this way, and Myra Grant has just thought of everything, and she's thought everything out, and so the world is structured so awesomely. Also, Georgia is such an awesome character. Whew. She's not like Buffy the Vampire Slayer gonna smack me some zombies, but she's very smart, and she's like really stubborn and strong-willed. One of my favorite things about her is that she actually has a strain of the zombie virus thing that affects her eyes, which is not uncommon. Like, it's a thing that happens, and she's not gonna die. But she has to wear sunglasses all the time, and she also gets chronic migraines. And if you're an author and you want me to connect to one of your characters really fast, the easiest thing you can do is give them some sort of chronic pain condition, because then I'm like, oh, I relate to that character so much. There were moments where I was reading and she has like an addiction to Coca-Cola, and I'm like, yep, I've done that. I've staved off a migraine with caffeine before. Been there. Oh, light sensitive. Yep, that's how I get when I get migraines. And it just made me so happy because Myra Grant didn't have to put that in there. That wasn't like a plot point, really. but she did it anyway, and I was like, yes, a character with chronic stuff. Also, Georgia and Sean are adopted sibs, so I love stories about siblings. I love them. I have 3 sisters, so I'm all about sibling stories, and I love their relationship. It's so good. I love it to pieces. So I know I only had 3 trilogies to show you, which is a bit lame, but I didn't want to just go pick trilogies that I've read and be like, oh yeah, I'll just recommend this. I wanted to recommend you the good stuff because I love you, man. So if you have a trilogy to recommend me, go for it. Go for your life. I do want to read the Grisha trilogy. That one is one that I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to read that. I just realized that all the books I showed you today are like spooky and stuff, so they could have been October books too. So we'll just combine them. We'll combine forces, and this can be my October spooky reads video as well, even though it's a bit late for that. I'm gonna go and buy me some more trilogies because clearly I'm lacking in that department. But I will see you next time. In the meantime, join the Goodreads group. I recommend this group to you, good sir.